I also felt it was unfair because I didn't really break any school rules because the reason he told me to take it off didn't even exist to start with.
There are members of the Boiling Springs High School community upset about issues involving the LGBTQ pride flag and Confederate flag on campus. We got several contacts from our viewers about this issue, some saying the LGBTQ students are being mistreated. At least one person told us they feel like students are being unfairly told they can't display the Confederate flag. 7 News reporter Ann Maxwell has been working to get to the bottom of what's going on here. She's standing by at 7 on Main with what she found out. Ann.
Gordon, I've heard a lot of back and forth. Several students told me this conflict began when someone hoisted an LGBTQ pride flag at a homecoming pep rally last Friday. In response, they said another student asked classmates to fly Confederate flags the following week, and another student rallied people to wear gear in support of the LGBTQ community.
Christian Richard says his classmates joined him Tuesday in showing support for the LGBTQ community at Boiling Springs High School.
We would just wear anything they had that was pride related. And it went well. There was a bunch of kids that wore stuff.
He wore a rainbow flag and a Trump flag, but he says an administrator repeatedly told him to take them off. A spokesperson with Spartanburg District 2 schools told 7 News flags aren't allowed on campus, with the exception of the American flag and the state flag. But Richard said he looked at the school's handbook and didn't see anything about flags.
I wanted to be perfectly sure that nothing I was doing was against any rules.
We checked and there are no rules in the school or district handbooks about students wearing or displaying flags. But the district handbook says administrators are responsible for determining dress code violations, and principals can amend any provisions they see to be in the best interest of students or the educational process. Richard says he was suspended for a day. Also, the school handbook says students can be suspended for, quote, persistent disobedience. It also says clothing deemed distracting will not be permitted and that blankets aren't allowed to be brought to campus without the principal's permission.
And I was like, why do I have to take it off? And he said, because it was a blanket, even though it was 2 flags.
Others are concerned about being able to fly the Confederate flag at Boiling Springs High. One person wrote to us saying, quote, I cannot help but wonder why Boiling Springs High School is allowing gay pride celebratory expressions such as students wearing the LGBT flag, clothing of such, and basically parading on campus when the Confederate flag is not allowed to be worn, displayed, or celebrated.
We have also received reports of LGBTQ students being bullied at Boiling Springs High School. That district spokesperson told us they take bullying very seriously and it needs to be brought to their attention so they can address it. From 7 on Main, Ann Maxwell, 7 News.
A lot going on there, Ann. Thank you. The district spokesperson also said they cannot comment on student discipline.